Mate, are you there?
He went away again. I will not be presenting, Imari. You will. I'll just set everything up. I'll let you introduce Brilliant Black Minds. We are live. Who pushed live? I guess it goes live on its own, so we're live. I will see you later.
Okay. I am Imari. I'm the talent experience manager. Something just happened. Okay. I am Imari. I am the talent experience manager with Tribaja. I am going to be, well, I can speak about our partnership. Brilliant Black Minds and Tribaja joined together for a program called the Brilliant Black Minds. So we're helping Black engineers get training and resources through Karat, through the Brilliant Black Minds program, and that is my spiel.
Awesome. I can introduce myself. And I think Mate, my colleague, is supposed to be here. Might be having technical issues. He's supposed to be sharing a slide deck, but I can go. My name is Dee. I'm the community lead for the Brilliant Black Minds program at Karat. Mate is a senior interview engineer at Karat and also conducts interviews on behalf of the Brilliant Black Minds program. So super excited to be here with you all to give you an overview of the program, as well as answer any of your questions. Mate, is the screen sharing not working for you?
Yeah, let me quickly check it again. I was just trying to troubleshoot some issue. Sorry about that, and hi everyone. It's a pleasure to being here. So are we sharing now? Hello?
Yes. It's the screen is blacked out for me. Do you mind clicking slideshow at the top where it has my name?
Let me try to click.
Yes.
See?
Awesome. Yes.
Sweet.
Perfect. And then you can go to the next slide. Do you want to give a brief intro of yourself, Mate?
Yeah, just quickly. So I joined Karat, 3 years ago. So it's a pleasure to being in this, community, and we have been done a lot. I learned a lot, and right now we are doing this. I'm doing this for 1.5 years. Right? I have some experience to working with engineers and helping them.
Great. Thank you for that. And please let me know if my internet gets shaky as well, Mate, at any point. But yeah, so we both work at Karat, and the purpose of Karat is to unlock opportunity, and our mission is to make every interview fair, predictive, and enjoyable. Our mission with the Brilliant Black Minds our purpose with the Brilliant Black Minds program is the same, is to unlock opportunity. Our mission is a little different. It's to make every interview fair, predictive, and enjoyable for Black engineers. So we started at Howard and Morehouse College in 2020 as a Adopt a School program by Portia Kibble Smith, as we saw there was a need to provide free practice interviews for Black students, Black engineers particularly. And so we were starting there. We realized there was a greater need for every Black engineer to get free practice interviews. So we formally launched in January 2021. Serena Williams invested in the program April of this year, and we recently launched our partnership with organizations like Tribaja as well earlier this year on the mission to double the number of Black engineers in tech. So I guess I can go into a little bit why we're focusing on tech and Black engineers. I'd say like right now, the tech industry is our generation's greatest driver of wealth. However, less than 5% of software engineers are Black, 6% are Hispanic or Latino, and less than 20% are women. So there's a huge need for emphasis on underrepresented minorities in tech, because tech is the future. And so we want to make sure the future that we create is representative of everyone. And then this slide that you see here, I can just read it. In 2020, 64% of software engineers were white. while just 6% were Black or African American. And you kind of see the bubbles pretty much represent like interview anxiety is caused by a lack of network, a lack of early exposure, and a lack of practice and feedback, which is what we saw when we did a report with 500. This is back in 2020. We launched the Interview Access Gap Report for Black engineers, where we found the biggest reason why candidates have interview anxiety is due to all these reasons that are listed above. Black candidates often enter computer science with less access to technology and education, or to established networks in the tech industry than their counterparts. There's a general lack of information where candidates usually are unsure of what to expect in the technical interview and what soft skills are needed as well. And that can be anything from like how to network, how to write your resume, and after you get the job, how to negotiate your salary. And then there's also this lack of general confidence. Even when you do have exposure and information, candidates often feel, and we're seeing this a lot right now in our candidates, just like a general sense of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which is a phrase coined by Portia Kibble-Smith, who started this program. So even when you do have a lot of access, there's still this underlying fear that you may have when it comes to interviews. And so that's what we're trying to tackle with this program. You can go to the next slide, Mate. So how it works right now as it is, and it's evolved since we first started the program, is you sign up for the program and it's open to any Black engineer living, nationwide. We also currently, it's also international. So if you do live outside of the country, like you can still participate in the program. But you sign up through our portal, which we just launched. So it's streamlining this whole process. And you just go through a quick onboarding process where we just ask, are you pursuing a career in software engineer? So I do want to emphasize the program is for folks who are considering a career as a software developer. And so you'll be onboarded into our Discord community, which has over 1,000 people now. We started out, we've grown so much in the past couple of months, so it's been so rewarding to see. But you'll have the opportunity to attend workshops. You'll have the opportunity to attend study sessions there. You'll have the opportunity to get mentorship and just general advice from both your peers, as well as interview engineers like Mate, who are also embedded in our Discord community. And the biggest part, which I think is the biggest value prop for candidates right now, is obviously the free practice technical interviews. So you'll interview with an engineer like Mate, who can talk more to the interview process since he conducts a lot of them for us. But after the interview, you get both live feedback and then also written feedback after the interview. And you are able to take, we just made this announcement that you're able to take as many interviews as you need to continue leveling up your skills. So that's also something new that we've launched in the past couple of months. And so once you go through the interview process and take however many as you want, we've also introduced a new feature, which is job opportunities to the program. And so once you qualify and meet the role requirements at a given, we say you take at least 2 practice interviews and meet the role requirements, then you're able to qualify for job opportunities at Duolingo, Prime Video, Indeed, Flatiron, and City. So those are just a couple of our inaugural partners. And we're seeing already, candidates going through the hiring process with them. And we also do provide support throughout the hiring process once you do get to our corporate clients, because we know it doesn't just end at getting that first interview or getting on site. So Mate, do you want to talk a little bit about the actual Karat interview? What should candidates expect when they sign up for their first interview and they get into that Karat studio?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, it's going to be, mock interview, right? So we are going to take it as seriously as it's possible, especially because job opportunities has been assigned to this program. But if something is going wrong, it's a mock interview, so we are there to help you out, right? So even if you doesn't need the field, as you just mentioned, that it's not important to nail your first interview. It's really about that finding the ground and see that over this mock interview how this stuff is working. And it's a usual stuff, right? and maybe you have been never faced before, technical interviews, but the idea is that you are joining in a room or in a session with the interview engineers just like me. We are doing some introduction, we are just having some icebreaker questions just to make sure we are on the same page, and after that we are starting the process, which is just a live coding exercise. You doesn't have to share the screen. If you doesn't want to share your camera, you doesn't have to even share the camera in the first few interviews, but eventually at the end of the day, it's good if you're sharing your camera and sharing your face to the interview engineer. It helps a lot for both party. We are seeing that you are struggling, and we can give you better feedbacks, and after that you have to do the coding exercise. And once again, don't afraid. So if something going wrong, these are mock interviews, but we are there to help, right? So the goal is not that to necessarily getting the job offer, but the goal is that to give you some kind of pass when you can just do this process better and better and better, and get the same chance what everybody else is getting on the field to getting hired. And after the interview is over, right, and this is different because this is what also mentioned, we can give you advices, right? And the general advices can be very, right, it's really based on the skill level where you are and based on what you are looking for, right? So we are trying to give tailored advice to how to improve, right? And how can you practice, because eventually at the end of the day you have to put there the practice time. So we can just give you the hints and we can just identify the areas what are missing, and then you can take it away. Usually what I'm saying in this case is just take some practice time before you are taking the next interview, because this is how you can see that how you are going forward, and you are going to meet with a different interview engineer. You can take it more seriously. You can get a different set of advice or different view about that where you are right now, and you can improve, and at the end of the day you can hopefully you are going to get hired.
Awesome. Thank you for that overview. And I guess I would also just stress that our practice interviews are intended for people who are seeking software engineer roles.
Yes.
We have people coming from all sorts of backgrounds. Like we have people that are students still in university, boot camp graduates, self-taught programmers. So if you know how to write code and have experience working with data structures, and even if you've never taken a technical interview, we definitely encourage you to sign up for the Brilliant Black Minds program. And I think a question that a lot of candidates have when they join is like, what types of skills will you test for? Our interviews primarily focus on coding skills, leveraging data structures and algorithms. You may also see a couple of general knowledge and system design questions, but we don't offer front-end focused interviews yet.
That's correct.
Cool. And we can go to the next slide. Here are just some testimonials. One of them is from our senior advisor, Anthony Mays, who recently left his role at Google. And he just talks about like how if he had, been in the Brilliant Black Minds program when he was starting out, how much more just knowledge and ultimately money he could make. So I just want to stress, like, not only is a program great and technical interviews, but you get like a lot of soft skills, and like I mentioned before, like how to negotiate and how to like level up in your career once you are a software engineer. Another quote is from someone who is in our community currently, left feedback on our Discord channel as an experienced professional, and they said they still suffered imposter syndrome, and that impacted how they interviewed. And so they studied and prepared with us, and they overcame that, and obviously just started as an engineer at Meta. So real impact, I'd say, we're seeing in the program. And we would just love for, like we say, any Black engineer to join if you really want to start or up-level your career in tech. So here is a QR code that you can scan, and it'll lead you to our sign-up page. We can also drop it in the chat. Think.
Yeah. This is the private check.
Cool. If not, I'll just give it to Shannon or
yeah, I just put it to the private chat. So Shannon, if you can just share it, that's great.
Okay,
I
sweet.
don't know how. Yeah,
Okay.
sweet. Thanks.
Awesome. That was the end of our presentation. We can take any questions anyone may have. Hey, Shannon.
Hey, so I see what okay. I appreciate y'all, and I really thank you for being part of us being a part of you all and the amazing initiatives that you launched. I'm really excited, and just letting you know this is like streaming live to YouTube. And for those who were on LinkedIn, I don't know what technical difficulty we ended up having, but it ended up starting on LinkedIn and then cutting off. So what we'll do is we'll basically stream this recording onto LinkedIn Live probably tomorrow. And so if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to relay the questions, or we can simply just add your LinkedIn into the chat so those who do kind of tune in tomorrow can also connect with you all. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
So usually, by the way, usually the question what candidates are asking, we can discuss those, right? I
mhm.
mean, what do you think? Right? If you
Yeah,
have some time.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
usually candidates, yeah. So usually candidates are coming from different background, as Dee just mentioned that, right?
Mhm,
And the most important question what I'm usually getting answered is really how can they improve, right? And how can they get there to getting hired, and why this this all this kind of algo madness is important, right? But Lee, if you have any other topic what we can discuss other topics as well. But usually what we are saying is, it's really important for big tech companies, right? Just to write, good code, right? And you have to prep up yourself to get there. And this is the way, right? So this is the way this is the basics, and that's why, Karat is really, focusing on this skill set. Because if you can write good code which is running fast, and you are understanding the different concept what you are going to learn on the way,
mhm,
then you are going to be useful for these kind of companies, right?
mhm,
And they are ready to pay more, and you are going to be recognized. So that's usually the first question what we are always getting. Hey, but I can't do the front end, or why this all this algo kind of stuff, and data structure is so important to
mhm.
everyone.
Gotcha. What would you say to someone who's afraid to take a practice interview?
Yeah, so the practice interview is really fun, right? Because it's
Mhm,
just a practice interview, and it's really all the interview engineers is super nice at Karat, right? So even if you are too afraid, once again, just feel free to switch off your video camera or whatsoever, and just join to the chat room and start chatting with us, and share your concerns or share anything, because it's really you have to get it somewhere. So the first step what you are taking is obviously joining the program, which is
mhm,
awesome. The next step what you have to take is actually you have to join into the room where you are going to meet some friendly face who is going to guide you through the process, and just do it every day, right? Start practicing, as Dee has been just mentioned, that you have
mhm,
unlimited opportunity to speak with us. And we are really here to help, right? So we are not only working with the Brilliant Backmind program, but obviously we are doing other stuff as well, and we are in the tech space. So this is not my my main focus or main job. So I'm working as part time for Karat. So I really know that what is happening on the field, and what other qualities we are looking for. So we can help the best, and we are really here to help. So yeah.
agreed. Yeah, and I just want to say, like, there's people that comes from varying levels in the program, so you shouldn't be worried about maybe
No.
this is too advanced for me, or maybe this is too easy for me. So if you're earlier in your career, like you start with one of our basic set of practice interviews, and if you do well on that, then you move forward. But if you already have several years of work experience, then you start with our advanced set, and then you move forward from there. So I'd say there's something for everyone who's really interested in just getting to that next level and leveling up. So come join the program, take as many interviews as you need, and we're here to support you along the way, as well as Tribaja.
Yeah, and I believe that's the most important topic, right? Because
Mhm,
basically what I'm usually asking from the candidates, right? So everybody's asking, questions like around, hey, how do I know I dare? How did I do? And things like this. And usually
mhm,
what I'm telling them, it's going to be you. What you are going to point out, after 1 month or 2 months you have been joined to the program, and you are going to realize that how much you have been approved. So if I'm, asking you to, hey, can you run the marathon tomorrow, right?
mhm,
Usually you are you are going to say that no, it's not possible. But hey, can you run the marathon in 1 year if I'm giving you lots of money and the opportunity to practice? Obviously you can do it, right? So it's the same apply for tech. You have the right expectation. We can help you to set up the right expectation, and we can give you a guideline how you can just go through in this path and get there where you would like to be. But hey, it's up to you. So yeah, you have to do your you have to do your own part as well. We are just here really just to help.
Agree. Awesome. I can't think of any more questions. If you need to prepare ahead of your interview, we have we have a portal, we have a resource page with like a lot of articles that we've gathered from across the web, but also from Anthony Mays. He does a lot of thought leadership in this space. And you have easy access to him as well, which is amazing to have access to tech influencers and tech, I guess, leaders in the program who are also ready to be mentors for you. Yeah, I can't think of anything else, but candidates love the Discord community as well. I would
Oh
say.
yeah, they are helping each other. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So
Oh,
they are just all the time sharing stories around that, how they are participating and doing this stuff and pushing them forward, and
yeah.
sharing thoughts, and even they are doing practice interview for themselves, right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
mean it's really amazing. They are role playing and they are just mimicking the stuff what we are doing, because they are see it super beneficial with the tricks and with the stuff, just to just practice every day if it's have to, because eventually you have to do that these kind of technical interviews, and these questions are going to be asked, so it's very hard to not to do and get hired.
Yeah, I agree. And we are starting to have more clients get involved in our study sessions. We have a Prime Video software engineer that leads our study sessions once a week. And candidates find that super helpful because he's a bar raiser as well. So it's nice, like inside tips on like what types of questions, like even behavioral questions that you should practice before going into your next interview. But yeah, there's a ton of helpful videos on our site on how to prepare, what to expect. So we're really approaching this program in a holistic view, and always open to feedback as well on how to make it better for our candidates.
Absolutely. And all you have to do, just join, click, next done, and we are going to be there, right? I mean, even the process is easy, right? I believe we are open for 7 to 24 hours, right? So we are open all weeks and all days, so you can really schedule your interview as you wish based on your schedule, right? So it's not like only for 5 days and for 8 hours. So Karat is really like everywhere.
Agreed. Yeah, that's a really good point. I don't think I mentioned that you can schedule your interview 24/7.
Yeah,
So
24/7.
we have
Yeah.
people on all sides of the globe. So if you like taking your interviews at 2 a.m. or you just have a busy schedule, like there's someone there that will conduct your interviews.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's a wrap for us.
Yeah, I believe that's it. I believe we.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you all for coming and joining Tribaja tonight. Like I said, I'm super excited to stream this live across our LinkedIn channels, our Facebook. We're already on YouTube. So hi, YouTubers. Nice to see you all. I know you won't really see like how many people are viewing through there, but we'll see once we log off. So that's pretty awesome. And we'll keep the conversation going in the Tribaja community. So we do have a direct link to Brilliant Black Minds program for you all to register. And so we look forward to seeing you soon and getting all of these free resources. So hope you have an amazing night. And yeah, goodbye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye.